Cooperatives, as we know from in the United States and from all over the world, can be very difficult enterprises because of group participation. And you do need a leadership. You do need to have the leadership skills, and you need to elect leadership within a cooperative. You need administrative skills. Not everyone can come to work every day, of course, and decide what they want to do, rotate the jobs, call a meeting. You need to have organization. These are things which need to develop over time. It is a culture that has to be developed with cooperatives, and it's a real challenge. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but it is socialism for the 21st century, I think, what you're trying to experiment with and working out the kinks, and there will be many of them.
Because there are two possibilities, that these cooperatives and other experimental economic structures are designed to alleviate poverty and are basically social programs. And the other possibility is that they represent seeds to a new society and structures that are economically viable. Either we're talking about a new economic system or the beginning of a new economic system or something that can lead into a new economic system that will eventually replace capitalism. I don't believe that there is any, in the long run, I don't believe that there's any in-between area between capitalism and socialism. In the short run there is, and that short run can extend itself for, years and years or maybe decades. But the question is, are things moving in that direction, or is this an attempt to give people jobs, alleviate poverty, and produce certain things that are good for the economy and good for the general collective welfare? It seemed to me from the very beginning that it was necessary to create mechanisms of control, which is a top-down kind of thing. But it always seemed to me that you just cannot promote and encourage these cooperatives, not only because here in Venezuela there isn't much experience with cooperatives, but also because, in any place in the world, you've got a lot of capital, you provide startup capital, and I think it's inevitable in any country, in any kind of situation. There's going to be abuses, there's going to be lack of realism in terms of the projects to begin with, so that if you don't have a mechanism of control and orientation, these experiments are going to fail.
Okay, so let's talk a little about the problems of cooperatives. And I'm talking basically about production cooperatives or worker cooperatives, which are small businesses. And it's probably not very different in Venezuela than it is in the United States, that about 80% of all small businesses fail in their first year or in their first 2 years. I think we really can't look at it in an absolutist sense or in a utopian sense, saying, here were these enterprises, they failed, and therefore cooperatives fail, or the idea of cooperatives fail. There are no utopias. Nonetheless, we have to try to build a decent society on basic principles that are life-sustaining and nourishing, and that's what cooperatives are built upon.
En lo personal es mi segunda experiencia